Hi, my name is Noble El Sayyid Taj El Noor of the International Supreme Council of Shriners Incorporated, El Mahdi Shrine. And this is the 10th part of the video, The Fall of Babylon. Reading from El's Holy Angel 14:10 onwards, it says, So he, those who follow the evil one, will drink of the intoxication of Thehos' punishment, which will be hell for trying to be like the beast. Blended from the intoxicant filtered in a glass of Thehos punishment to taste hell, and will be tortured from the intoxicant filtered in a glass of Thehos punishment to taste hell, and will be tortured by fire and sulfur of hell that resides in the breast of man. It is not an actual place where you go. Hell is a state of mind. It is what you make it. But for the holy, agreeable Elohim and before the Lamb, who is a Messiah, not the Messiah. And there will be smoke of their pain ascending forever and ever, and it won't rest. Not in the day and not in the shadow hour. The pain will never stop. This is for those who prostrate to the beast and his picture of the pale so-called Jew, Jesus, and who take the mark of his name, calling themselves Christians, propagating that the Messiah Jesus is their personal savior, when in fact they do not follow any of the laws that Jesus followed. Christians do not dress like Jesus dressed. Christians don't receive a circumcision like Jesus did. And Christians don't pray like Jesus prayed. Here, this is the Holy One's patience. Those who guard the commands of Thehos and had faith in the Messiah Jesus, the coming of the final Messiah is a very controversial subject among the world religions. Some say that the physical Jesus of 2,000 years ago will return himself in the same body, and that is not true. That would be reincarnation. Reincarnation is a belief of Hinduism, which is taught by Cleophas, the son of Mark Antony and Cleopatra of ancient Egypt. Each denomination has their own interpretation of when the Messiah will come, where he will appear, and who he will be coming for. The Jewish world recognized the Messiah, El HaMashiach, will come at the end of the world out of Jerusalem. The Christian world recognizes he will come in the form of the rapture as God. The Orthodox Sunni Muslims are totally confused about the return of the Messiah because they are too wrapped up worshipping and exalting Muhammad, their Muhammad. The Nation of Islam believes W.D. Fard Muhammad is the Allah in the flesh, the Mahdi, and the Messiah. And the Ahmadiyya sect believe that Mizraim Ghulam Ahmed Qadiani to be the Mahdi and the Messiah. The Holy Tabernacle Ministries recognizes that he will return after the Mahdi and the Reformer as Yeshua Bar Dawid, which means the Savior, Son of the Beloved, in the year 2007. And I, John, son of Zebedee and Salome, heard the messenger Malachi Zadok voice loud from the Orion skies, saying to me, write, blessed are the dead who die for the Master, such as Amir al-Mu'minin Ali and his sons Hassan and Hussein, Abdullahi and Al-Hadi, Abdul Rahman al-Mahdi, his grandfather, who all give their lives in the way of El Elohim from now on, John, son of Zebedee's time to the end, says the soul, who is the Comforter Muhammad. He is also called the Spirit of Truth, that they are to rest from their labors. Once they conquer the evil reptilian, and once they raise the 144,000 and the Nubians all over the world, our job will be done. And their works will follow them. Then I, John, son of Zebedee and Salome, saw, and when I did, there was a white cloud, and over the white cloud was one sitting, the Anunnaki Elohim Malachi Zadok, who resembles in appearance to the adopted son of a human being, Mary, daughter of Imran and Hannah from the tribe of Judah. He looked like the Messiah Jesus, but they are not one and the same. And on his head was a golden crown, a symbol of authority, because he is the ruler of Malakut, the realm of the Elohim, and head priest of the ancient mystic order of Melchizedek. And in his hand a sharp sickle, symbolic of the gathering of the 144,000. And another messenger, Raphael, son of Waqabi'el and Fiqa'Ra'el, came out of the tabernacle, crying with a supreme voice to him that sat on a cloud, who is the messenger Malachi Zadok, thrust in your sickle and reap the 144,000 holy ones, for the time is come, the year 2030, 80, for you to reap, because the harvest of the planet Earth is ripe and they are ready to be taken up. So Thehos sent one messenger, Malachi Zadok, sitting on the cloud with his sickle to gather the 144,000 as an Anunnaki Elohim in the form of Dr. Malachi's yoke, to the planet Earth in order that they may give birth to 144,000 holy ones. And the planet Earth was reaped. The Elohim, Anunnaki Elohim Malachi Zadok proceeded with the job given to him by the Most High. And another Anunnaki named Izraa'El, son of Anu and Ed, the one appointed to collect the souls of man, being called the Angel of Death, came out of the tabernacle, which is the Orion skies, and with him also was a sharp sickle, prepared to gather the people of earth. And another Anunnaki Elohim, who was named Halal, son of Shachar, and Mylitha, also called Zahra, Samael, Nachash, Chanes, Azazel, and many more titles, came out of the altar, located in the middle of the skies with the Holy of Holies, scripture called the Mother of Scriptures, located in Elion, which had the authority over fire, being the ruler of hell. And he cried with a supreme voice to the messenger Israa'El Zadok that had the sharp sickle, saying, thrust in your sickle and gather the clusters of the vine, symbolic of the descendants of Kadmon, Zakar Adam, of the planet Earth, for her grapes are fully ripe. The seed of Kadmon, represented by the black and red grapes, have been promised paradise. If you are successful in raising 144,000 purified ones, which will be harvested by the Anunnaki Malachi Zadok. The disagreeable Anunnaki Halal will request from the Angel of Death Izraa'El those grapes which will be apportioned to him, the white grapes of the vine, and the red and black grapes that have gone bad, such as those who didn't remain faithful, at least half will go to the evil reptilian. And this does not mean just those who left the tabernacle of the Most High. It also includes those who, though they are still inside the tabernacle of the Most High, they have given themselves to the evil one. In fact, some of them proclaim to be righteous, but it is their self-righteousness that will take them to hell. And the Angel of Death, Izraa'El, thrust his sickle into the planet Earth and gathered the vine, the followers of the evil one and his seed, the cursed Caucasian of the planet Earth, and cast it into a great winepress where the souls of man will be squeezed from their bodies of the punishment of Thehos. And the winepress, which is a place of judgment of souls, was treaded outside the city of Sudan. And the blood of the martyrs, the Ansars of the Sudan in the year 1970, came out of the winepress up to the horse's bridle by the space of 1,600, which is equivalent to the slave trade of the 1600s AD. There's but 4 years on the clock until the end of your bondage. Speaking. Until the end of your bondage. All those who wish to be a part of those who will be free of the spell must wake up and recognize the truth. Holy Tablets, chapter 6, tablet 6, verses 541 through 586 explains, so he worked by whispering into the hearts, which means it is a letter that is enunciated by using the tip of the tongue as a snake. It also means non-vocal and is pronounced with the breath only and without the vibration of the vocal cords. How to stop him is called a form of 90 degrees, where one faces the direction of the Kaaba in Mecca, the east, which is called the Qibla in the position of Muslim Salat, called Ruku, where one bends, putting both hands on their knees, the back straight, creating a 90 degree angle. And the Muslim says, while in this position, Sami'a Allahu liman hamidah, meaning Allah listens for those who praise Him. With this, you put out His fire. Saturnides, Sa'itir, Da'ig, or Saturday, which are all names for the deity Saturn. Saturn is considered by the Romans to be the god of fertility and planting. Saturn, it is the sixth closest planet to Shamsun, the sun, and like Shaitan, it is one of the most beautiful of its kind. It is proclaimed that Khannes and those who adhere to his religion, that the solar system was originated by forces operating and emanating from the great rings of the Saturnian sphere. Saturn is also known by the skeleton of death, which holds the Reaper's Sith. Saturn's image is also symbolic of an old man who lives in the North Pole and brings a sprig of evergreen, the Christmas tree, to the children of men. His name is Santa Claus. Shaitan's festival is Saturnalia, which is also known in the Christian religion as Christmas. It is held on December 17th and lasts for 7 days. It is also to hiss, to whisper, soothsayer, his enchantment, omen, Mormon augury. By his spirit, he has garnished the heavens. His hands have formed the crooked serpent. The devil walks and talks and is alive. He has many names: Zuen, Shachar, Humbaba, Ha-Shaitan, Diablos, Dracon, Diablo, Lucifer, Beelzebub, Halal, Khannes, Jan, Tahut, Shaitan, Harith, and the devil, and many others. The original name of Shaitan is Azazel. His nickname is Abu Murrah. The plural of Shaitan is Abalis, and the feminine gender of his name is Abalisa. His wife, who was created in the form of an egg, was named Anak. He is scheming, cunning, and a liar. And he has an entire race who works solely for him. Before the spiritual creation of Kadmon, in the galactic heavens, Halal was loved by the Anunnaki because of their common mutual nearness and commonality. But actually, he was not of the same species as the other Anunnaki. He took the form of the Halabians, Flugorods, or Hulu, which were created on Tiamat 8,400 years ago. This was before the curse of Canaan 6,000 years ago. The Canaanite Kadmon. Halal was a manifestation of the primordial creation. When Kadmon was to be created, all the Anunnaki asked Alun El if he would make mischief and cause evil as all those with their own will. Anu sent Marduk and a host of Allahum to Tiamat, the earth. Kadmon wished to have the fruit of the garden, so the Almighty Alun El sent him down 2 seeds, one to grow the white grape and one to grow the black grape. Kadmon planted these 2 seeds and 2 grape vineyards grew, and the grapes ripened. Halal wished to have one for himself. Possessed by avarice, Halal seized one of the vineyards and then raised the wall around the vineyard to keep it from Kadmon. Kadmon then asked him, what right had he to construct a wall around the grapevine? Halal replied that these trees were really meant for him and not for Kadmon. Kadmon then said that he was lying, which was the nature of Khanes. Khanes honored his position and replied, let us ask Malachi Zodok, the Holy One. Kadmon narrated the whole story to Malachi Zodok, the Holy Spirit, who responded by pointing his divinely inspired Shoba staff, which sent out flames consuming the vineyards. Kadmon and Khanes thought that the vineyards had been destroyed by the raging flames. When 2 birds emerged from the fire, one of them the raven and the other was the dove, they both flew away. The nature of will is personified by these 2 birds. The raven represents Nusbu, who bore the title Gabriel, and the dove represents Halal. Both characters emanate from the same nature, the grape, be it white or red. The bitter white grape is symbolic of Iblis. They slew most of the race of disagreeable beings, jinns, but many of them sought refuge on Saturn. Awaiting the decline of Tiamat, the earth, 200 of them concealed themselves in the earth's caverns, the bowels, as a strategy against man and as a plot to save themselves. Halal alone was to remain with the exemplary Anunnaki. For these Anunnaki supplicated before the Almighty Anu, Alun El. Halal, however, this actually was from the species of the disagreeable ones, the jinn, and was transformed into an Anunnaki of light. He did not want Kadmon to rule the planet Tiamat Earth, for this would mean that there would be a race of humans inhabiting the earth. Halal wanted the earth for himself, so that he could raise a race of evil spirit beings, jinns. And because he was created before Kadmon, he felt Tiamat, now called planet Earth, should be for him and his wicked offspring. Halal was designated Jinn because he is the father of the Jinn. He was created of fire, whereas Kadmon, the father of man, was created from light. Anu, Alun, Alun, El made Khanes from the kindled fire from the green tree. The green tree grows from the earth. The name Jinn comes from the root word Jannah, meaning to hide, to cover, to conceal, and to veil. In the galactic heavens, Halal was amongst the Anunnaki, and the Anunnaki thought him to be one of them. For Halal worshipped the Almighty Anu, Alun Alun El, in the company of the Anunnaki. But Halal was not one of them, and his true nature manifested when Anu enjoined all the angelic beings to prostrate unto Adam. Once the Anunnaki had formed the flesh of Kadmon, some of the Anunnaki passing by the gate where the sacred records are kept saw him in his incomplete form. But nevertheless, they were marveled at his beautiful form. Malachi Zodoka said, the same applies unto fire. Merely add water unto fire and it extinguishes its flame permanently. But clay can be rejuvenated, but fire cannot without an additional variable. This proclamation caused animosity to manifest the fight in the galactic heavens between Malachi Zodoka and Khanes, which ignited, and thus Khanes was eventually cast down to earth, that old Drago. As a result, the Anunnaki discovered Halal was not one of them. For Anu, Alun, Alun El disclosed his hidden posture. He, Anu, Alun, Alun El, made it known to the Anunnaki. That Halal was an open enemy to them and to Adamites. Halal was an open enemy to them and to Adamites. Don't you see how Anu, Alun, Alun El debased him? Because of his pride, he made him an outcast. His flaming fire in the hereafter, and his abode in the hereafter was flaming fire. But Anu, Alun, Alun El created the essence of Kadmon from a brilliant light. That light was called Sakina in the holy tablets, which meaning tranquility and assurance, that dazzled the eyes and penetrated the flesh. Its glow enlightened the hearts of the Allahum and even Halal. Anu, Alun, Alun El created the essence of Kadmon with the essence of rose and musk radiating from his body. Being Ninti is the daughter of Anu, then the essence of cardamom comes from Anu. And the cloning through the seed of Ninti. The rose was aromatic, and as if it were a very beautiful and enticing flower. But this fragrance was also very deceiving, for it was exploited by the devil as a sign of compassion, when in reality it was an instrument of trickery to lure one into unrighteousness. For the rose had thorns as well as a compelling scent. Its beauty captured the Adamites, but when he touched it, he was pricked by its inconspicuous thorns, and the devil was delighted. But when Adamites fell from grace as a result of his disobedience, he lost the essence of rose that issued from his body. Then Adamites were ordained to perform ablution and bathing, for they always had to be in a state of purity. Yet the Almighty, Anu Alun Alunel, test his creation with truth of which his creatures are most ignorant. Be you warned of what Anu Alun Alunel did to Halal. Anu Alun Alunel made note of one whom he had sustained for worship, struggle, and take refuge in Anu Alun Alunel, for at a moment's notice, Anu Alun Alunel will test your pride. Little do people know that Halal worshipped Anu Alun Alunel for 6,000 years. Unquote. Are we still on the same page, people? Or did some of you get lost somewhere along the way? The white grapes are the entire race of Canaanite Caucasian beast people. The red grapes are the mixed breeds, like the fake Orthodox Sunni Muslims, who are the Dajjal, the Antichrist, and the black grapes are the Nubians. Take the word Christian and you get Antichrist. Christian, Antichrist. Dajjals, Antichrist have been amongst us for 40 years, or 40 odd years. It was prophesied that there would come many false Christs or lying Christs, especially during the final hour, or the last 60 years from the year